Hey there everyone, welcome to another video of Fox Android. So this video will be in continuation with our Kotlin series. This will be the third video in our series, right? So in this video we're gonna learn about the variables in Kotlin, how to declare them, what are the syntax, what all kinds of variables we can declare, right? What is the size of the variable, all that basic stuff will be told in this tutorial. So after watching this tutorial, your all the concepts about the variables in Kotlin will be cleared, right? You will be able to declare all the variables. You won't be having any doubt in your mind after watching this tutorial. So I would like to request you guys to watch this video till the end. So without much ado, let's get started. So guys, if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and press the bell notification icon. And by the end of the video, if you like the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button as well. So let's start. So when you declare a variable in Kotlin, so there are two keywords. The very first keyword that you use, the very first one is val, val. So this keyword is used when the variable is being assigned a value only once when the program run, right? So you do not want to change the value at the later stage of the execution of the program. And var, where is used when you want to reassign the value to a particular variable. We'll see the example about this. So we'll be doing some practical thing in this tutorial. So when I in the next slide, I'll just explain you guys the syntax, then we'll see how this works, right? So the thing you want to keep in mind is val is used when the value in the variable will be assigned only once. The value will not be changed, and you cannot change if val is used before declaring a variable. And if you use var, the value can be reassigned. The value stored in the variable can be changed at a later stage of the program. So now we'll see how to declare a variable. What is the syntax? So the very first keyword is var or val that we have already discussed, right? So that will be the very first keyword that we'll use. Then we'll use the id. Id means the variable name, the name you want to give it to the variable. For example, if we want to store the name of the person, we can use person name. The name of the variable is written here after the var or val keyword. After that, we'll put a colon. This is completely optional because unlike Java, we may or may not define the type of the variable that we are declaring, right? So if we do not want to declare the type of the variable and want to store the value, Kotlin will itself infer that if the stored value is integer, it will declare the type of the variable as integer, or if the string type value is declared, the type of the variable will be declared as string type, or similarly the character or long type, float type, it will infer itself. But if you are sure about the type of value that is being stored, it is always preferred that you type the you specify the type of the variable, right? So after this colon, you specify the type of the variable. So for example, in this I'm storing 1 in id. That means 1 is an integer type of the value data, right? So I have put in int. That means I have declared the data type. After that, we use is equal to and mention the data we want to store in here. So I guess you guys have understood the basic syntax of the declaration of the variable. So now let's quickly see how does this work, right? So okay guys, if you want to practice the basic syntax, you need not to download any software into your PC, right? You can directly go to this Kotlin online compiler, right? It is called Kotlin Play. If you just type in Kotlin Play into your Google console, you will get the first link. You can go here and type in your code and test your code, right? Okay, let us first declare a variable using val keyword, right? So if I just mention it like 234, and if I run this and pass okay, here you can see that 234 has been displayed. But as we have used val, so when I pass 234 to this variable, I cannot change it at the later stage. So let us try that. Okay, you can see val cannot be reassigned. That means once the value is assigned, it cannot be changed. Now let us change it to var. So here you can see there is no error. And if I just print it again, so you can see 234, then 435 has been assigned, it has been printed, right? So now let us discuss the types of primitive data types that are there. Primitive and the string is non-primitive data type, right? So the basic types, we're going to discuss the basic type that will cover our all the, that will be more than enough in Android development and all the projects, right? So the very first one is numbers, right? And inside numbers we have different type of numbers: integer type, floating type, and unsigned integer. We're going to discuss these in detail. So integer, inside integer type we have byte, short, int, and long, right? So the basic difference is the size of the variable, right? For example, the byte will consume 8 bit of data, short will consume 16 bit, and in the bracket here you can see that all the, when the size increases, the capacity of the variable to store the number increases. For example, the byte can store up to from -128 to 127, and the short can store -3 to 768 to 3 to 767, and so on. Long can store a very large number because it is a 64-bit type data, right? So after that we have floating point type. So the floating type is the numbers, non-integer type numbers, right, with the digits after dot. So it is not an integer type. For example, 5.43 is a floating type. So inside that we have float and double. So the float can have 6 to 7 digits after the dot, and double can have 15 to 16 digits, right? So the basic difference is the size. Then we have unsigned integer. Unsigned integer means that you cannot store the negative numbers, you can only store the positive numbers. So the basic difference between integer type and unsigned integer type is that in the same memory, for example, byte in integer and unsigned integer will consume only 8 bits, but the storing capacity doubles on the positive side. For example, in byte you can, in integer type byte you can store up to 127, but in unsigned integer type you can store up to 255. And similarly in short and unsigned short you can store from 3 to 767, it doubles up to 65535. So that is the basic difference. So now let us quickly see how to declare these variables, right? We'll see integer, floating, and unsigned integer. So let me first delete this. Okay, we'll be using val type keyword only because we do not want to change the value at the later stage. So first we'll define byte type. This is just the name. So I'll store 1. So okay, you can see that for defining the byte type variable, we have used byte keyword after this column, and for declaring the short type, we have used short. But here you can see for declaring the integer type, right, I haven't put in the type of the integer because as I've told you, okay, I've done a mistake here. It should be equal to this, and here also. Okay. So by default, when you store a number to a variable before without declaring the type of the variable, the Kotlin itself infer it as a integer type variable. And for the long type also, I haven't declared the type of the variable, right? But here you can see after 1 I have mentioned L. So when after number you put L, then Kotlin understands that it is a long type integer, right? So it allocates the 64-bit of memory to that particular variable. So after that I have printed all the values. Now let us just run this and see if it is working fine or not. You can see 1, 234, 1 and 1, right? So we have defined the integers, all the type of integers, right? So after that we'll define the floating type variables. So if I just mention 3.14 double, so here you can see that the float type floating point has lesser memory as compared to double. So if I just the the same number, that will give us a better understanding. So you can see I have put in the same numbers, the same floating type numbers inside PID and PI. If we just run this, here you can see, okay, if I can just show you, the PI shows up to 44 here. So and this number, okay, let me just give you, okay, this number shows up to 44 and this gives us up to 2, right? The complete number, because this is a floating type and this is a double type. So the floating type, the float type has a lesser memory as compared to the double type. We'll just comment out this as well. Guys, I know this tutorial is getting longer, but for understanding this we need to spend this time. So after that we're gonna see the unsigned type, right? So let me quickly just write down the code, then I'll just explain. So okay guys, here you can see I have mentioned the unsigned byte type, unsigned short and the unsigned long. That means I have mentioned the type of the variable. That means the B will be unsigned byte, unsigned short, S and L will be unsigned long. And we have put in U after 1, right? That means this number is unsigned. If you just run this, you can see 1 is printed for all these values. So this is unsigned integers. Now we're gonna see characters, how to define character type variable, right? So for declaring the character type variable, we will not provide the type of the variable. If we just store a character, the Kotlin itself will infer that the type of variable is character type, right? If we just run this, A is printed. So this is how we define character type variables. The next one is Boolean type. So as you guys know, Boolean is either true or false. So we'll see how to do that as well. So we have defined that it is a Boolean type variable. Okay, inside this my true I have passed true and inside my false I have passed false, and inside print line I have mentioned if this or this is true, then we have to print true. If we just run this, you can see true has been printed because my true is true and my false is false, and inside our condition if either of them is true, then true will be printed. And the last one is strings. We'll see how to define strings as well. So string is not a primitive data type, it is a class, predefined class inside Kotlin. just like Java. So if we want to store more than one character, so we use strings. So for mentioning that, we'll simply use val and the name of the string is equal to and pass the string. Right, so we'll use this one stl and we'll run this. Welcome to Fox Android Kotlin series, right? So this is how we define string and print it. So that is it. That is all about the variables inside Kotlin. I hope that you guys have understood the variables. So all the concepts are cleared. So in case still you have any doubt, you can always ask me in the comment section or you can DM me on Instagram. The Instagram username will be there on your screen right now. Right, if you like the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really motivates me to make similar videos. And if you're new to this channel and watching this video for the first time, make sure to hit that subscribe button and press the bell notification icon for receiving notification of the upcoming videos. So that was it for today's video. See you another video. Bye.